Can you imagine, guys? Nursing program in Cameroon is totally free. All the CNAs in UAE, what are you waiting for? Start packing your bags to come to Cameroon for your nursing program. It's free, like free. Isn't that amazing? Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing great. So today I'm back again with another video. If this is your first time coming to my channel, please don't forget to click and subscribe, and also give this video a thumbs up. And if you're my returning subscriber, thank you all for always coming back to show me love, to support me. I appreciate you guys a lot. Yeah, so today I'm here to talk about career advancement from a CNA to a nurse, like how you can go about it, especially for those of you who have already completed your CNA training in UAE. You know, to achieve that is very difficult, because to go into nursing in UAE, it's really expensive. Yeah, so it's not really that easy to achieve that in UAE. So I'm here today actually to give you guys some ideas, some tips on how you can achieve that, if that is really your dream, if you want to move from a CNA to a nurse, if you want to study. So if you are really interested and you really want to do this, then please watch this video till the end. And please, as I said earlier, don't forget to support my channel by liking, subscribing, or by sharing my videos with your friends. Getting into a CNA course in UAE is as easy as ABC, but then from a CNA to a nurse, it's a story for another day. So like, I'm here today to give you some ideas. I'm here today to talk about just 2 countries for today where you can proceed with your career as a nurse. Like, if you have completed your CNA program in UAE and you have interest in moving forward, like you want to advance your career to become a nurse in future, then as I said earlier, please watch this video and follow what I have to tell you guys here. Taking a course as a nurse in UAE will cost you a lot, like between 50,000 to 65,000 dirhams, and that is a lot for some of us who are there struggling. You have accommodation to pay, and then you have to feed yourself and all whatnot. So it's not really easy. And most people have discovered that a lot of job seekers in UAE are rushing into this CNA course right now. So now there are a lot of institutions there offering this course. And then they are so cheap in a way that everyone wants to go there. They don't even care if you have a job after you must have finished this course. So it's really so frustrating. But I'm here today to tell you guys what you can do to help yourself if you really want to go into nursing. Okay, the first country in which I'm going to make mention of here is Georgia. I'm not talking about Georgia in the United States. I'm talking about Georgia in between Asia and Europe. Yes, this country actually is so cheap for those of you who are interested in going forward with your education. It's so cheap. For example, to take a nursing course there, it will cost you like 10,000 dirhams, which is like $3,000. Yeah, that will be your tuition. And then you have accommodation and other things in which you have to pay. So let's sum it up. Let me say, if you have like 15,000 dirhams, because houses, the accommodation there are so cheap. Yes, they are so cheap. You can get a very big house there for even 250 dirhams or even 150 dirhams. But the problem there is no job and there is no part-time for students. It's really difficult over there to work and go to school at the same time. Yeah, but when it comes to education there is like, studies are so cheap. Universities there are very cheap. So this is the first option, and again, is visa free for UAE residents. So if you're a UAE resident and you have your resident visa, you have your Emirates ID, you have never committed any crime, your name is not in the system, then you can go to Georgia because it's visa free for UAE resident. Yeah, you can do your research, you can do your own research online. I know some good schools over there that are very cheap. You can do your own research online to know more, or if possible, flights from the United Arab Emirates to Georgia are so cheap. You can get a flight as cheap as even 800 dirhams for a round trip. So you can book your flight, you go there yourself, you do your research, and then you can even visit the institutions on your own get more information, and then you know what to do. Yes, so Georgia is the first option. And then the second option in which I'm going to tell you guys here is, guess what, guys? Just guess. You can put it in the comment section. The second option is the best. Where is that? Is the best among all, and that is Cameroon. Yay! That's my country, and that is where I am right now as we speak. So if you're a CNA student in UAE, or you are done with your CNA course and you want to go into nursing, you're thinking of where you can study, like a cheap country where you can study, and then you start packing your bag. Just start packing your bags to come to Cameroon, because this is the best place where you can study. Like, you can go into a nursing course almost for free. It's so cheap, like seriously. Even if you don't have a CNA certificate and you are from Nigeria, if you have your WAEC certificate, even without any science subject, but with a good pass, you can go into nursing in Cameroon. Is that not a good news? That's a good thing, right? So if you're thinking of going into nursing, then you're welcome to study in Cameroon. For those of you who are interested, you can chat me on WhatsApp, or you leave a comment and I'll get to you. I'll give you every directions. I'll tell you every information you need to know regarding application, registration, and all whatnot. School resumes, school starts in October. So we have like 3 months from now for school to resume. So if you're interested, this is the best time for you to start your application process and all whatnot. Education in Cameroon is so cheap. I will not lie to you, especially nursing, because there's nowhere in the world that you go into nursing in the kind of price that Cameroon is offering. Like, nursing here is so cheap. We have a lot of international students here from different parts of the world who are studying here. So if you're interested, I'm talking to my Nigerians who are in UAE, because I know a lot of them are into this CNA course, and like they are hoping that someday they might become nurses. So if you're thinking towards that direction, Cameroon is the best choice for you. If you cannot go to Georgia, if you cannot afford to go and study in Georgia, since it's a little bit more expensive, then pack your bags and come to Cameroon. You know, on my channel, I talk about like education. I have done research. Not just today, I have been doing research even while back I was still in UAE, to see if there's another country that is like cheaper than my country. But I came to realize that there is none. Cameroon is one of the cheapest countries in which you can go into nursing without even worrying yourself if you're a science student or not. So long as you have your high school certificate with a good pass, you can go into nursing in Cameroon without any stress, like any stress at all. You guys know that on my channel, I always try to motivate those CNAs, because that is how I started myself. Yes, I did nursing in my country before traveling to UAE, but I did not finish. So when I got to UAE, I had to go into CNA training. I finished, and now I am back into nursing full time. So I always try to advise those of you like who are struggling so hard, who have done this CNA course, and you are looking forward on how you can advance from a CNA to another thing. So that is why I'm here for you guys. I'm here to tell you guys the right thing to do, how you can go about these things. Those of you who don't want to go into nursing and you want to go into medical coding, there are a lot of medical coding schools in UAE that from CNA you can go into, because there's this thing they call medical terminology. When you have started your base as a CNA, it will be much more easier for you to understand teachings in class as a nurse. But if you just come at fresh, like you have never done anything like a CNA course or anything related, it will be somehow difficult for you to really pick up, to really understand. So those of you who have done your CNA course, you have more advantage. Like, you can easily understand, you can easily pick up stuff. Guys, see, don't waste your CNA certificate. Don't waste your CNA certificate. Don't go and spend your money. You do CNA, at the end of the day, there is no job. You go and put the certificate under your bed, and you are looking for another thing to do. If you have already done your CNA, go into nursing if you have the means. It's not a must, but if you have the means, why not just continue? Like I said before, if you have done your CNA course, it will be much more easier for you to understand nursing than someone who is a novice. So if you are done with your CNA course in UAE, if you have your way, go into medical coding or you go into nursing. These two career paths are going to help you in future. Don't waste your CNA certificate for nothing. You are welcome to study in Cameroon. You are very much welcome. Initially, it was really easy for you to finish your CNA course and then get a job in UAE so fast, but now it's not the case. When I first spoke about this CNA course on my channel, a lot of people went for this course, and after they were done with their courses, they got jobs in UAE because of the pandemic. But now the case is not the same. So there is no need for you guys rushing into this CNA course every day. Like every day I have messages in my inbox, like more than 30, for people who are saying that they want to go into CNA course. I'll always tell you guys the truth. There is no job in UAE. After you go for this CNA course and finish, you will see that your money has been wasted. Because going for a CNA course in UAE will not cost you less than 3,000 dirhams. That's the minimum. So there is no need wasting your money. That money, you can add something to it and you go into your direct nursing if you have your high school certificate. Why spend the money to go into CNA course when you will still come back and at the end of the day, you go to another job? Your CNA certificate will be wasted, right? It doesn't make sense. So it's better for you to just go into your nursing directly if you have your high school certificate, or whether you are a university graduate or whatsoever. You can just go directly into nursing. Look for a cheap country where you can do your nursing. If really you really want to work in the healthcare industry, then look for a cheap country where you can do your nursing, straight nursing, not CNA. Like seriously, not CNA. Because if you're in a country like US, Canada, Europe, all those kind of countries, if you do your CNA course, you can easily get a job. You'll never lack something to do. But with UAE, it's not the case. UAE is a different story. You go for this course, you spend your money, you finish. At the end of the day, maybe you end up working as a cleaner or a waitress or a salesperson. They can put you in any department. They don't even care. Like seriously. So for me, my advice for you guys is that if you really have that passion, you want to go into nursing, no need to waste your time going to take any CNA course. But if you have done that already, it's fine, because it will help you to better understand what is nursing. But if you have not done any CNA course, it's still okay. You can go into nursing without doing any CNA course. Yes, because I started mine when I started my career as a nurse. I did not go to any CNA course. I did not do any CNA course. It was difficult for me from the beginning. But after some time, I began to understand everything. So it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. You can do it. You can do it if you have the means. Why not? If you have the means, just go ahead. Because the money you use to pay for a CNA course in UAE, if you add a little money to that money, you can pay for your tuition as a nurse in any good country, like in any cheap country that you can study. You can pay for your tuition and maybe other things if you add a little money to that 3,500 dirhams that you are going to pay for a CNA course. I'll always tell you guys the truth here. I cannot keep doing videos and telling you go for a CNA course and all whatnot when I know very well that there is no job. Initially, it was better. Like when I did my own CNA course in UAE, I did it at the best time. Because then, the pandemic was on the high side. I did not even finish the CNA course and I got the job, even before I took my exam as a CNA. Because one, I started nursing in my country, but I did not finish before I traveled to UAE. So, guys, my advice for you all is that if you have your means, like if you have that zeal to go into nursing and you have the means, just go straight into nursing and stop wasting your money for caregiver or CNA or whatsoever. Just go straight and do your nursing. And for those of you who are interested, like I said, for those of you who are interested who want to come to Cameroon to study as nurses, who want to come and take nursing courses in Cameroon, accommodation here are expensive but not that bad. Here you can get a room for like 200 dirhams per month, and normally you're supposed to pay yearly. As a student, you must pay your rent 1 year upfront. So that is how it works here. But depending on your budget, maybe you can go for something cheaper. Yes, you can get accommodation here from 200 dirhams upward, like from 200 dirhams going upward for accommodation, like a mini student room and that kind of. Yeah, but you can still go for something less depending on your budget, depending on what you have. But if you are looking for a place that is around, like in the student milieu, right, you have to budget from 250 dirhams upward, because in that area it's a little bit expensive. But if you go a little bit far away from the student milieu, like you'll be paying transport to go to school, which is not expensive, because here transportation is just like 1 dirhams, let me say 2 dirhams. Yeah, it's not that expensive. So if you are looking for those areas where you can be taking your own transport to go to school, then you can get a house for like maybe 200 dirhams, from 200 dirhams, or it depends, it can be as little as 150 dirhams for a mini student room. So Cameroon is not that bad when it comes to studies. It's a peaceful country, it's very quiet. Yes, and we have a lot of international students here, especially from Nigeria. Yeah, we have a lot of Nigerians here who are studying. So you are much more welcome, like you are so welcome to come and study in Cameroon, to come and take your nursing course in Cameroon. Not just nursing, there are a lot of institutions here, like business, all kind of, we have all kind of universities here. Like if you want to do another thing, not just nursing, you are welcome to come and study in. So guys, I think I have said everything already. If you have any more questions, you can always drop your comment in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Yes, and for those of you who are interested, I already told you, you can chat me on WhatsApp and I'll give you more information on how to go about this admission and every other thing. Yes, and thank you guys all for watching, and please don't forget to click and subscribe, like, and also share this video, please, because the more likes a video has, that is how YouTube is going to recommend the video to other viewers so that they can watch. Please guys, support my channel, as I'm here to help you guys also. Thank you all guys. I love you all one by one.